Hello everybody. So here we are, Sable and I again. We've just had our lunch warm up and now we're out here with a new setup. You may see that on camera. I don't know how well you can see it. I have these little mini cones out here that are roughly describing a 20 by 20 meter square. And rather than going in my little round circles that we've been doing for a while, I'm just going to go and say to Sable today we're going to start riding corners, little quarter circles, and straight lines. And you can see how this is making everything that we had going already when we were on circular shapes a little bit more stagnant again. And I know that. I am not going to get roped into this. But I also, everything that I've said to her up to this point is still the same tone. Friendly legs, shoulder to shoulder. Buckle long reins. When she pushes against me, I go either into a little bit more vibrational lower legs, left, right, or both at the same time. Sometimes I set a little bit of a boundary by just leaving them on for just a second and just go like cup and let go. And then other times I take them off altogether, just so that there's nothing for her to push into. And so here we are. We've already gone maybe 2 or 3 rounds now. I'm going to go change directions. And you can see how we're not really on a super straight line yet. This is part of, her development, which hasn't been very great in this area. So straight lines and corners should be part of, hopefully, everybody's repertoire at some point in terms of, stability, balance, and the whole idea that the horse is moving through his or her whole body only works if the hind end works correctly, right? And that means there has to be a consistent amount of willing push and willingness to go forward and not just scraping with the front feet forward like a little, sea lion or something. We definitely want the hind end to propel us forward. And in the walk, it really shows very, very, very simply by either having the ability to ride a straight line and a corner to some degree or not. Every time you feel that your horse is wiggling and you're not able to hold a straight line, you know that there's a little bit of a lack of energy coming from behind. And so this is starting to feel in spurts, sometimes a little bit better, sometimes a little bit more, goes back and forth still. And this is still, fairly new to Sable, at least in the context that I'm putting it in with our aid system here. And I'm just going to go a little bit more, encourage her and cluck to her, bring my energy up, legs off, and say, hey, come, we're going to do this here today. And, I can feel it. She responds to it at times, and sometimes I give a little double bump with my lower legs, but I try, while I'm having a conversation with her, not to become monotonous in my left-right leg input in a way that she feels like, oh my God, that again, right? So it needs to be meaningful. So I'm going to come to a halt here. Breathe out, use my knee pressure, and just stand here for a moment, let her process. And yes, this is slow, and yes, this is, not like highly exciting for anybody who's watching. But it is one of those steps that you can't skip it with certain horses, and with Sable we have breathing in and cupping and asking again for a little bit more forward. With Sable I feel like I'm grateful to the owner that we have the opportunity to do a little bit of a riding reset, where breathe out again, knee pressure, lower legs back a little bit, where we can, give her another chance to learn a new alphabet, so to speak. And then I'm cupping her, breathing in, letting her go forward. It is really like the little ABCs right now. We're learning the letters again. We're not even making words yet. And then what I'm doing, the next thing I'm going to do is when I come around the next corner, I might ask for even a few steps of trot, sitting trot, corner. There you go, I'm back to walk. And the reason I do that in that manner is because the corner resembles the little half circles that I've been doing, good girl, with her in her up transitions, where she already knows that we're yielding to the inside aids a little bit, releasing in the jaw. And now we're going to do The same thing here. Whoop. Even if it's like, one step good, one step is not so good, but it's the same principles. We're following the same outline. And then when I feel maybe the time is right, as I do right now, I just go into simple, easy going long rein posting trot. Straight line and a corner again. Corner and a straight line. And I put very, very little concern into where her head is, or if we're, in a super correct frame for anything right now. All I care about is a little bit of a regularity, which I get from her, which is so nice. Then I'm going to have her stop here before she stops. Really important. I don't care if she's crooked, and there's a bit of a sigh there, good girl, or if she's straight, or any of those things. I'm just saying that was very nice. There was no pushback the whole time. It was a nice, relaxed, easy-going trot. I'm going to walk on again, and we're going to change directions, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side in just a moment, Always have to have a little bit of a longer breath than the horse and say, not going to be greedy. I just want a little bit of this kind of expansion of the little principles that we're learning, And the principles are on the straight line. We're going a little bit more forward so we can keep a straight line, actually. And we're not successful with that all the time yet. But, when that becomes a little bit more clear, then we're going to go and take the next corner again. And she kind of almost heard that, And I'm just going to go and say, hey, this is not bad. Come, let's go. Good girl. I'm not even going to do the transitions to this side so much, since she's actually quite willing right now. I don't feel that there's a lot of questions and answers that we're dealing with right now. There's a nice little snort. Come. It'd be nice if I were on the correct diagonal too. But those are details, I'm so tuned into her right now. I'm not even worried about that. I just want maybe a little bit more of this lovely fluidity that we're getting here right now. And look at that, good girl. This is all very, very nice. Look at that. Long, stretchy frame, just like we did on the lunge line. And just like we did today with the side reins on the lunge line. And this is so lovely right now. I don't feel very many questions at all. And she's so happy just to go, yeah, we're doing this. So I'm going to go walk again with her before she decides it. And then we're going to halt in a moment here. Again, all just when, yeah. Good girl. Breathe out. Knee pressure on. Lower legs like butterflies. A little bit farther back. And then I'm going to give her a little treat from up here. And yes, I know there are many opinions about that, but I stand by my idea and my feelings about that strategically, as a little enhancer of a job well done, a little sugar outburst in the mouth. It's just really such a nice way to say thank you to the horse. And unless there are other dominance issues or biting or anything, which, of course you have to have your leadership parts sorted out, then all of these things can be done without much danger or, distraction. And I'm so happy right now. I'm so glad we had this little longer, stretchy, less resistant trot. And with that, I'm just going to walk her out. I say thank you to you all for watching us and for being part of our journey. Small steps as they are, but they're so rewarding and so fantastic, and I'm so happy to be on this little exploration with Sable. So thank you again, and happy riding. Good girl.